Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on my channel. In this video we're going to take a look at the Hornby HSTs. We're going to look at the very beginning in the late 70s. We're going to work our way through to the 90s, the early 2000s, and then right up to date with the blue Pullman version. Now Hornby started making HSTs in 1978. The first power cars were numbered 43002 and 43003. I don't have them, but I've got the 1978 versions, so we're going to take a look at them first. So, as I said, the very first Hornby power cars were manufactured in 1978, and now this pair were manufactured in 1980, yeah that's right, 1980 to 1982. You make clock that they've got the same running number, 43010. That's because the other one, 43011, I damaged when I was younger. I've had these since I was very young, and I tried modifying it, and I tried putting a coupling on the nose here so we could drag it using a class 50. So I haven't got that one here. As you can see, these are well worn. I've had lots of use out of these over the years, and now my dad has them in his shed layout. So these will be going back to me dad after this video. So what do we get then back in the late 70s modelling wise? Well, this one's the dummy car, so we'll take a look at the motor car. So they moulded the rear windows for the guard. That was correct for that then, in the original blue livery, and also some of the intercity liveries. Later on, the guard moved into the TGS, into the coach, so these windows were plated over. Motor wise, we've got the old Ringfield motor in there. We've got traction tyres on the wheels, or some dog luff. We'll get rid of that. So those gears there, they drive off the motor gear. You see they're made in Great Britain. Don't see that anymore on Hornby models. And you might see there some wires there. There was a grain of wheat bulb, I think they call them, little tiny little bulb, which illuminated when you put power to the track. So there was a white light coming out of the light cluster here. Now these clusters were a very poor fitment. Some of the older models, some of them look okay, but most of them look really bad. In the cab, it's just a lump of grey moulded plastic. You'll notice there's no coupling. Well, it's just the D. There's no hook. That's because the coach in stock had all the hooks. What I've done is I've got a collection of coaches. So what we'll do is after we've had a look at each one, we'll have them running around the track mat. Here's the rear end of the dummy. You'll notice there's a little clip in there. That's how you take the body off. You prise that clip out, and then that clip there, and then one just below my thumb there, and the chassis will drop off the body. So I'll take the body off so you can have a quick look inside. So that's the cab detail. That's what we had back in the 70s, 80s. The wires there go to the bulb there. It's quite a large bulb really, isn't it? Compared to the tiny little LEDs we get nowadays. There's a weight there to help with traction. Now these suffered badly with traction. A lot of people used to get two power cars with the motors in to push and pull the sets, just like in real life. turn it around. There's the gear arrangement on the motor. So the inside of the dummy car is exactly the same, just without the motor there. Right, so I'm going to hook these up to some coaches, and we'll get the first set running around. So here's the second set we're going to look at. Now this set was manufactured in 2002, so we've jumped quite a far way in time. This is the first Great Western livery, affectionately known as the Barbie livery. They also did a revised livery where this front end was all purple due to the dirt it was getting. Now you may notice that on the rear here we still have guards windows. Now this is incorrect for the model, and it shows that the moulding is exactly the same as what it was back in the 70s. Now the livery's been applied fairly nicely. We've got some details picked out on the bogies now. Still missing a hook on the rear D coupling. We've got an exhaust cowling now, whereas the originals didn't have that. I'm just going to pop it open so we can have a look at the cab. It's exactly the same plastic, but I believe the motors were upgraded to a 5-pole ring-filled motor. So we'll just take the body off and we'll have a look inside. So inside, we've still got that nasty grey cab interior. We've still got a massive light bulb there. Now this is what we're talking about, 78 to 2002, 24 years. Not much improvement. I believe this is the 5-pole version of the motor. We've still got a weight in there. Let's turn it around. There we go. Same gear arrangement. Still got traction tyres on the bottom. But now it says made in China. So when you bought these power cars, they came in a book set or a box set, and you would have had 2 Mark IIIs to go with them. And the rest were available to purchase separately. So I do have a set of coaches. So what we're going to do now, as before, we're going to make a setup and we're going to run it around the layout. Year is now 2008, and Hornby have released their first Railroad branded HST power cars. And they did a Virgin livery, and they did a blue and grey livery, and I believe they do now an Intercity livery. But the Virgin ones were part of the first batch. And these are a great improvement on the old Hornby ones. However, these are actually lima mouldings. Hornby got hold of the lima mouldings and started producing these. Now the reason for that is in 2008 they also launched their super detail version of the HST, which we're going to look at next, and these are about half the price at the time. Now these were DCC ready. There's a socket in the power car. I'll take the body off in a second. There's nothing in the dummy car, it's completely dummy. And there's a light also in the power car. So I'll just whip the body off and we'll take a look inside. So this is inside the Railroad one. She's got 8-pin socket, DCC ready. The motor is completely different from the lima ones. We've got 2 sets of bulbs in there. Now we get the body off, it's just like the lima ones. There's 2 screws underneath. Got one there and one just in there. So fairly easy to get apart. Still got a large weight in the middle there. And we've still got traction tyres. These things do pull very well compared to the old Hornby ones. Excuse me. Yeah, the Railroad ones are very good. So if you can get hold of a pair, I'd fully recommend the Railroad ones. Right, somewhere I've got a set of Virgin coaches, so I'm going to dig them out, and then we're going to run a set of Virgin coaches. I might actually do a Challenger set, so that's a 5-car set. If you want to know what a Challenger set was, get on the internet and search Virgin Challenger HSTs. A bit like what the Castle sets are now. If you know what Castle set is, the Great Western Run, they were shortened down set. So yeah, I'll run a Challenger set, I think. So we're still in the year 2008, and Hornby have announced their super detail range of HSTs. Now these were the first ones that came out in 2008, with Western region numbers 43054 and 43055. Now these are a massive, huge improvement on the old original Hornby models. We've got see-through grills in the radiator area. We've got the roof exhausts, and we've got detailing on the roof. The cab, it's all detailed out. The doors that opened, they were fully DCC ready. We had headlights and tail lights. We had NEM pockets on the couplings. As you see, this one's got guard windows in the rear. They did other tooling, updated tooling. So those modern power cars, these were plated over. They modelled that as well. We had separately applied detailing on the bottom. All this down here was separately fitted. So if you get a second-hand one, make sure there's bits still there. Now, the only problem that I found with these is when you take them body apart, they've got those horrible, nasty spring wire contacts for the LED lights. Now, I will brave it and take a body off one of these. The last time I took a body off a Virgin set, I couldn't get the lights to work again. So hopefully, fingers crossed, things go well. As you can see here, this is a massive change compared to the old ones. These are the nasty contacts with their springs. Hopefully they'll still work when I put the body back on. But you've got a cab light in there. Just see it illuminating. These were 8-pin DCC ready, the power car and the dummy car. There's the enclosure for the decoder to sit in. It's supposed to slide in there if you had a Hornby one. You've got drive to both bogies. Just gently turn it over. Yeah, so you've got drive to both axles on both bogies. You've got no more traction tyres. They've gone, disappeared. I believe some of them had drives, or they had planned to put drives for fans, but obviously this one, being in the original cooler group, hasn't got a working fan. They're nice and weighty. I've not had a problem with these pulling any coaches. So I'll stick the body back on. Hopefully the lights will work. Or I should say, to get the body apart, you've got 4 flat bladed screws. And they sit either side of the bogie. There, look. And then again, and there, and one there. Right, so I'll put the body back on, check the LEDs still work, and then dig out the coaches for this set. Just a quick check, and the LEDs are still working fine in the power car. Right, so I'm going to hook these up to coaches, and we'll have them running around for a little bit. this is it then, bang up to date. These are the 2023 release models. They were announced in 2021, I believe. Yeah, I don't think it was 2022. They might have been last year. Seems to be waiting ages for stuff from Hornby nowadays. But Hornby promised us some improvements on the model that came out in 2008. So we've got working fans now. There's a little motor in there that drives the fans. We'll get the body off in a minute so you can have a look. We've got day and night running LEDs at the front. Let's have a look at that now. If I can dial the address in. Right, so we've got the little spotlight on the roof there. We've got day and night running, and we've also got fans that work. Right, switch them off. Now these are 21 pin DCC now, so we'll have a look at that in a minute. Now there are a few variations of this model out at the minute. We've got the blue Pullman set, we've got a Great Western green set, I believe there's a Midland set, and there's the Fag Packet Great Western set as well, first Great Western set. So I'm sure they've announced more this year, 2023. The main difference they did, of course, was the coupling. It's no longer attached to the bogie. We've got a kinematic coupling with an NEM pocket on it. We've still got all-wheel drive to all-wheel with the bogies. So what I'll do now is we'll open the power car up and we'll take a look inside. So you notice the springs and the pads there to operate the cab lights, they've gone, but they did change a few years back. This isn't a new thing for 2022 or 2023. I believe it was about 5-6 years ago when we changed that. So there's your 21 pin, that's got a decoder in it. The little blue box there, that adjusts your fan speed. There's your fans. Maybe you've got your motor and your gearbox on the back, and you've also got twin Fgw speakers for the new fancy triple soundtrack Hornby decoders that they're going to bring out this year. So this is it, this is Hornby's latest HST version. So I've got a set of Pullman coaches, so we'll run around and then we'll have a conclusion at the end. Well, that's that. I hope you enjoyed watching this video on the history of the Hornby HST. It's been 45 years since the first one was released till The blue Pullman one there has come out in 2023. You'll definitely agree that there's definitely some improvements have been made. Probably room for a few more improvements. And that's it really. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoy these type of videos. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. Might get the Hornby Class 50s out next. So I'll see you all next time. Cheers.